Okay, so you've heard the word metaverse thrown around a million times, right? It probably makes you think of, I don't know, cartoon avatars, VR headsets, some kind of blocky escape from the real world. But what if I told you that almost everything you think you know about it is wrong? Let's get into it, because the reality is so much more interesting and, yeah, it's already here.
$58 billion. I mean, just let that number sink in for a minute. That is how much money Meta's Reality Labs, the division actually building their metaverse, has lost since just 2020. We're talking about one of the biggest, most expensive business bets in human history. So, you gotta ask, right? What are they actually building? What in the world does $58 billion buy you? Well, it's not just a video game. It's not just a virtual meeting room. They're betting the farm on a fundamental shift in how we interact with technology and with reality itself. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack. To really get what's happening, we've got to just throw out the old definition. The metaverse isn't some far-off science fiction fantasy. It's a practical reality that's quietly being built all around us, and it's shifting from a place you escape to a tool that enhances everything.
And this contrast is really the key. The hype sold us this idea of a virtual world we go to, a destination, an escape. But the reality, it's so much more subtle and, honestly, way more powerful. It's a digital layer of information and intelligence that's being woven into our existing world, not built separately from it.
The Future Today Institute put it perfectly in their 2025 Tech Trends report. They said, the metaverse isn't a place we go to escape reality. It's the technology that's seamlessly becoming our reality. It's all about blurring the lines between digital and physical, not building a bigger wall between them.
So what's this invisible metaverse actually made of? Well, it's the network of smart devices in our homes and cities. It's technology like spatial computing, the stuff that lets devices like Apple's Vision Pro understand the physical room you're in. And of course, it's the huge trail of data that we all create every single day. All these pieces are coming together to form this invisible, interconnected digital layer that's all around us.
Okay, I know, that might all sound a little abstract, so let's make it tangible. Let's look at where this technology is already being used, right now, to create real, measurable value in the industries that literally shape our world.
Welcome to what's being called the industrial metaverse. Get this. Before they laid a single brick for their new electric vehicle plant in Hungary, BMW built a complete virtual replica of the entire factory. By running simulations and tweaking workflows in this digital space first, they're expecting to make their whole production planning process 30% more efficient.
And that virtual BMW factory, that is a perfect example of a digital twin. Now, this is a super important idea, so let's lock it in. Just think of it like a living, breathing, virtual copy of a real-world object or system. It's constantly being fed real-time data, so you can test it, monitor it, and predict how it's going to behave without ever touching the physical original. And this goes way beyond manufacturing. In healthcare, for instance, Johnson & Johnson is using VR to create digital twins of operating rooms and even patients. This lets surgeons practice these incredibly complex, high-stakes procedures again and again and again in a totally risk-free environment. They can perfect their skills before ever making a single incision. And it's even happening in logistics. UPS puts its new drivers into a virtual world to face everything from icy roads and busy intersections to, yes, even aggressive dogs. It's just a safer, way more effective method to get them ready for the real world. Okay, so we've seen digital twins of factories, engines, and operating rooms. But what happens when that same technology gets pointed back at us? Let's talk about the rise of the human digital twin. Our online avatars, they're going through a massive transformation. I mean, forget those clunky, cartoonish characters from a few years ago. We are moving incredibly fast towards photorealistic, AI-powered digital versions of ourselves that don't just look and talk like us, they can act like us too. This whole path to a digital you is really happening on three main fronts. First, you've got photorealistic avatars, like Meta's, that can mirror our facial expressions so perfectly, it's actually kind of spooky. Second, there's synthetic speech tech that can create a perfect AI clone of your voice from just a tiny sample. And third, AI is now giving digital characters their own autonomous personalities, letting them hold unique, unscripted conversations. And this is where things get really complicated really fast. It forces us to ask some seriously tough questions. I mean, if an AI can perfectly mimic you, who has the right to control that digital version of you? Who owns your digital identity? And don't think this is some far-off sci-fi problem. No, it's happening right now. In India, Actor Anil Kapoor just won a huge court case to control his AI-generated image and voice. In Hollywood, the estates of actors who've passed away are authorizing AI replicas of their voices for new movies. The battle for control over our digital twins, it's already here.
So all of this tech is moving at lightning speed, and it's bringing us to a massive fork in the road. It's presenting two very, very different potential futures for how this whole metaverse thing gets integrated into our society.
On one path, we have the potential for this hyper-efficient, interconnected world where data flows seamlessly to help us solve our biggest problems. But on the other path, we are facing the risk of what's being called a gated reality, a future with more surveillance, more inequality, and more division.
So the utopian vision? They call it the industrial nervous system. Imagine a world where digital twins help us run everything with incredible efficiency, solving huge problems like climate change or disease. The dystopian path, though, leads to gated realities. And this is a world where a few giant companies become the gatekeepers of digital life, creating a two-tiered society that just fuels division and surveillance.
And that brings us to the most important point of all. The tech to build both of these futures, it's not coming. It is already here. The metaverse isn't some destination we're all going to arrive at one day. It's the direction we're heading, right now. The decisions we make today about data ownership, privacy, access, they're going to decide which path we take. So the real question isn't, what will the metaverse be? The real question is, what will we choose to make it?